70 researchers, professors, Catholic bishops, and Muslim leaders from around the world will meet on June 21st in Beirut, Lebanon, to reflect on the theme, Education Between Faith and Culture, Christian and Muslim Experiences in Dialogue. This is the annual meeting of the Scientific Committee of the Oasis Foundation, created in 2004 by the Patriarch of Venice, Cardinal Angelo Scola, with the aim of promoting dialogue and mutual understanding between Christians and Muslims, and an emphasis on the diversity within Islam. It is a meeting of crucial importance, therefore, considering the next Synod of Bishops of the Middle East is scheduled for October at the Vatican. Besides the Patriarch of Venice, there are many key individuals among the speakers: Cardinal Nasrallah Sfeir, Patriarch of Antioch of the Maronites, and Cardinal Jean-Louis Tauran, President of the Pontifical Council for Interreligious Dialogue, Hani Fahs, a member of the High Shiite Council in Lebanon, and Mohammed Samaha, Secretary General of the League for Muslim Religious Teaching. The meeting in Beirut comes in the wake of last year's meeting in Venice, where there were reflections on understanding traditions during a time of hybrid civilizations and cultures, a category used to explain and describe the relatively modern process of encountering man in civilizations, which appeals to a new synthesis without confusing individual identities.
Ogni tradizione viene trasmessa attraverso
Every tradition is transmitted through an education, and so it becomes a bit naturally like a very logical development to take this next step. That having worked so much on the traditions and on how to interpret these traditions, now a bit of the question or research topic, if you will, is dedicated to how these traditions are transmitted, how they are passed from one generation to another.
Come si trasmettono queste tradizioni, come si passano da una generazione all'altra.
The combination of faith and culture takes place in this transition from generation to generation, or rather in the inevitable cultural interpretation of the faith that is actualized and transmitted through traditions, which thus represent the starting point for understanding and the evaluation of what is real.
So the theme of education is very strong, because education, which historically is often born from a need of faith, namely the transmission of the deep value of faith to new generations, to others, it is precisely inserted into this step, this dynamic, natural to every man.
Education, however, also means looking at the world.
Education, said Don Giussani, taking the words of a teacher, is an introduction to a relationship with reality, an introduction to the relationship with total reality. So what does that mean? It means that it is a way, that is, the way each of us relates to each other than himself.
In this context, it therefore plays the most important part, not only in every man and his own destiny, but also in the identity of the peoples and cultures.
Allora il grande tema, la grande sfida di questi anni.
So the major theme, the great challenge of these years, is that the first religions and cultures, even those of other secular cultures, can no longer assume this step, the need to build the bridge between one generation to another. What does this bridge mean? Simply the way in which from generation to generation there are questions about the relationship with reality, which is basically the relationship with destiny.